In today's To Your Wellbeing, we are talking about sleep. This weekend, we get an extra hour as daylight saving time comes to an end. While many are looking forward to that extra Z or two, others are wondering just how it may impact getting a good night's rest on the days following. Neurology and sleep medicine specialist Dr. Carmen Dohmeier is with Guilford Neurological Associates. And so we're going to start tackling this whole falling back. Dr. Dohmeier, first, how does falling back impact your health? Is it positive? Is it negative? Is it a little bit of both?
For most people, it's positive. We are a chronically sleep-deprived or sleep-restricted society, though an extra hour is really, on general, welcome.
Yes, I definitely think to myself, I would like that extra hour of sleep, but then it kind of maybe hits us a little bit later on. So are there steps that we should do leading up to Saturday night to make the transition easier?
So the transition is really much harsher in spring when we are, waking up an hour earlier and deal with not with an hour extra, but with an hour less of sleep. So there we would usually tell you, go the week before and go half an hour earlier to bed, so you're not having this abrupt change by a whole hour within one day. For the autumn time change, it's really not as necessary. Most people have no trouble going to sleep at the same time and actually welcoming that extra hour in the morning. It shouldn't have any negative impact.
Okay, I think to myself as an adult, I totally get the extra hour of sleep. I don't know that the dogs get it. And what about the kids? How can you help prepare your kids?
So anybody who has a good inner clock will probably wake up when they usually woke up during summer savings time, daylight savings time. So for those that are early risers, enjoy the extra time that you have to yourself. I do not expect kids and dogs to be listening necessarily to our adult sleep needs, but in general, there is no preparation that
Nothing
is
really that you
helping
can do.
your four-legged companion. And your kids may go to bed a little later for a couple of days in advance in order to need that sleep, but again, most kids need it too.
Need the extra sleep anyway. All right, what if you end up in that small percentage that has a little trouble falling asleep the week after the time change? Are there certain things that you can do to help?
Yes. I mean, the things that are good are avoid caffeine, avoid alcohol before bedtime. Those are usually, they may put us to sleep or allow us not to sleep too early, but on the other hand, they interrupt our sleep as we are sleeping. So they don't give us more than 4 or 5 hours of good sleep usually. Instead of waking up with a headache or with tachycardia, try melatonin, 3 milligrams or less, if you want to sleep longer and have trouble falling asleep. Keep your bedroom dark to enjoy sleep. Don't go and sit in front of a screen just because you woke up in the middle of the night and cannot go back to sleep. Screen light is our enemy number one of continuous sleep at night.
Okay, well, that's my follow-up question. So you're in bed, you're awake, you wake up in the middle of the night, you don't know why. What do you do? Do you stay there in the bed? Do you read a book? Do you turn on a light? What should you do?
So if you turn on the light, that's not necessarily bad. Make sure that it's kind of a glow, golden, warm light, welcoming. I wouldn't, LED lights are not good to sleep with. And read in a book with pages, or read a magazine, something that is not too exciting but distracts you from the compulsive need to fall asleep. So the more you fret about it, the less likely you actually fall asleep because it increases your anxiety.
All right, what about if you're in that group that wakes up an hour early because that internal clock hasn't made the transition? Is it something where you should try and make yourself stay in the bed so that you can hopefully by the end of the week stay asleep, or should you just go ahead and get up?
I think give yourself 15 extra minutes and then get up. The next couple of days it will be another 15 minutes. You will adjust gradually over time. Usually a week is enough.
Okay. All right. So we're going to talk a little bit more on how to get your best night's sleep, whether it's daylight saving time or not.